Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. In today's video, we're going over recent cryptocurrency news. I want to talk to you about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Unibright, and Hex. So I'm going to share with you this recent news, and we're going to look at the price charts associated with each coin. Before we get into this, I need to show you two incredibly revealing clips. Let's talk about how two of the biggest media players in the game are not only interested, but actively advertising for Bitcoin. So I'm going to play you a clip from the Joe Rogan Experience. He has 200 million unique listeners per month. I'm going to play you his audio clip because I want you to hear what he's saying to his 200 million unique listeners per month. And then I'm going to play you a video from Dave Portnoy, who's the owner of Barstool Sports, one of the biggest sports media companies on the planet and a media personality himself. I'm going to play you this clip. He is interested in Bitcoin, plus he mentions Ether and Chainlink by name. So, to put this in perspective, you understand how big Joe Rogan is. 200 million unique listeners per month. Not only the most mainstream podcast on the planet, it's the most mainstream and also the most cutting edge, which is crazy. So compare that to Dave. Dave's media company has almost 5 times more listeners than the Joe Rogan podcast. Almost 1 billion unique views per month. And of course, that's many shows under the umbrella of Barstool Sports, but still. So before I play you these clips, before we get into recent news, I'm going to give you the takeaway that you can tell. Tell this to your friends. This is why it matters. We have never had such mainstream awareness and trust for Bitcoin ever before. I'm going to play you these clips. And when you listen and watch these clips, realize how different this cycle is, the sentiment, this cycle, how different it is than any other cycle in Bitcoin's history. I guess the takeaway is the amount of people flowing into the cryptocurrency market in the next couple of years is going to get crazy. So let's get into it. The first clip, this clip literally plays at the very beginning of the Joe Rogan podcast. This is just an example of this type of advertisement, since as you know, the Cash App is a long-time advertiser on Joe Rogan. So what Joe Rogan is saying here, this is a variation of what he's going to be saying for the next several years, for the next couple years. He's going to be doing a lot of advertisements like this. So listen to this, and then I want you to compare it to the Barstool Sports video we'll play right after.
The Cash App is also the best way to buy Bitcoin. With the Cash App, you can automatically purchase Bitcoin daily, weekly, or even bi-weekly, known in the industry as stacking sats. Sats meaning short for Satoshi, who is the legendary person who supposedly created Bitcoin. It's a weird story. You should Google it. It's very interesting because they don't really know who it is. Anyway, what Bitcoin is, they know. Bitcoin is a transformational digital currency that acts as a decentralized peer-to-peer payment network powered by its users with no central authority. And many people think it's the future of currency. I am very intrigued by it. I own some of it. I think it's very promising. I don't know, though. Who knows? But with the Cash App, it is the easiest way to buy it. Bitcoin transactions happen very quickly, and it's the most convenient and cheapest way to buy it, too.
Again, this is the most mainstream, cutting-edge podcast on the planet. So you don't think that Joe Rogan isn't going to do a dedicated Bitcoin episode in the future like he's done many times before, like he's overdue, because the last time he had a Bitcoin guest on was 2016. You don't think he's going to do a Bitcoin episode in the future? Of course he is. And when Joe Rogan makes Bitcoin okay, that changes minds. When Dave Portnoy thinks Bitcoin is okay, that changes minds. So let's watch this clip. In this clip, Dave says, I'm officially inviting the Winklevi twins to my office to explain Bitcoin to me. They have to wear the rowing outfits, though. Guess what? The Winklevi saw this video and responded yes. They agreed to it. And then Dave just tweeted out a few hours ago, let's do it. I want to buy all the Bitcoins. So Watch this clip, like the video, share this with a friend, and then we'll get into some recent news.
I don't know how to buy Bitcoin, all right? I don't know how to buy it. I don't want to get one of those wallet things where you need like a passcode that has like, oh, you need Martian language and 16 hieroglyphics and your cousin's aunt's maiden name has to be like spelled backwards and you got to hide the thing under your cushion. And if you lose it or someone takes it, it's just gone. I don't know that part of it. I bought Bitcoin in that original Bitcoin age. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to access it. I don't know where it went. I spent 20 grand. It's just sitting in the ether. And there's probably like little teenage boys running around with my Bitcoin right now. So that's why I don't want to do Bitcoin, because I don't want to understand it. If you could tell me I could put in BITCOIN as symbols, I'd buy it on the stock exchange. But I don't understand the wallet and the coin. I don't get it. The Winklevoss twins, the Winklevaleys, someone cut this out and send this to the Winklevosses. I had a little exchange with the Winklevosses. The best cast characters in the history of movie, The Social Network. Those two guys, those rowing robots, I actually kind of like them. But I don't know. So anyways, I was going back and forth, and they're like, hey, we'll come explain Bitcoin. I'm like, all right, that sounds good, because they're like, I don't know, they're Bitcoin bazillionaires. But they just want a free ad for their company. Like, we'll do a pizza review, we'll talk about it. I was like, what are you talking about? If you want to come in and teach me how to do Bitcoin so I can get rich, I'll talk about it. I'm not buying Chainlink. I don't know how to. I've already explained. If the Winklevosses want to come over and tell me how to do this in a way that I understand, I will look into Bitcoin. I want both the Winklevosses. I want them in their little fucking row outfits. I want them sitting in this chair being like, this is how you do it. And you don't have to hide. When I hide stuff on myself, I lose it. I don't like passwords. I like make it simple. If it's simple, I'll do it. I don't like, I have to have a keychain. If the Winklevosses want to knock on my door and be like, hey, Dave, and they got their row boards and they're like, if you invented Facebook, you would have invented Facebook. Like, if they want to tell me to do it, I'll do it.
Very exciting times. I'm sure we're going to see more Bitcoin content coming out of Barstool Sports by Dave Portnoy in the near future. Now, let's finish up the video with some recent news talking about Cardano, ETH, Unibright, and Hex. First of all, a positive testimony regarding Cardano. QuantStamp, a company that has been auditing Cardano's code base for the last 2 months, believes that after the Shelley hard fork, Cardano will trail only Ethereum as a smart contract platform, dwarfing its arch-rival Tezos. QuantStamp CEO Richard Ma told Cointelegraph that in his opinion, Cardano has some of the best code in all of the blockchain space. He believes it is on par with ETH 2.0's Prism. He says it's clear that they've put a lot of internal effort to solidly test and properly engineer the code, and it's really shown through the smooth launch. We also recently audited Prism from ETH 2.0, and we would say that in terms of quality, similar to Prism, it's one of the best code bases we have ever seen. So, taking a look at Cardano's price, Cardano is up 14 cents, up 6% today, and actually it broke through some major resistance in the past month. I mean, Cardano at 14 cents, it hasn't been this high since 2018. So Cardano fans, good on you. Let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum 2.0 testnet Medalla goes live with 20,000 validators. Ethereum's 2.0 final and official public testnet Medalla is now live according to the Ethereum Foundation. Medalla is the final testnet before the launch of ETH 2.0 network, which is tentatively expected by end of year. As reported by CoinDesk, Medalla was one of the many ETH 2.0 testnets over 2019 and 2020. Unlike other testnets, however, Medalla was public, meaning network validators were not centrally coordinated by the developer team. So over 20,000 validators have joined the network, with some 650,000 Ether staked, according to the Block Explorer. And Ethereum has been pumping for the last month as well. I mean, look at this spike with Ethereum. And with ETH 2.0 coming out, it's a huge unknown to us as investors. It could cause the ETH price to 10x. It could cause the ETH price to trend towards zero, honestly. So that's going to be a big deal if and when that launches. Before we get to Hex, let's talk about Unibright. Basically, this is the post. Basically, the takeaway is this. Coca-Cola, in their North American bottling plants and supply chain, will be using Unibright as a blockchain protocol. And Unibright specifically designed one of the many coins, specifically designing themselves as, blockchain for businesses. Got a partnership with Coca-Cola. That's a pretty big deal. Checking the price of Unibright, 52 cents, and goddamn, looks like it could be a bullish setup. It looks like we could see a break all-time highs. Yeah, clearly this is affecting the price. And, in bull markets, good news articles send the price soaring. So it seems like we're, maturing into this bull market. The final piece of news for the day. The Economist, the magazine, the website, advertises controversial crypto project Hex. Hex ads have also popped up on London cabs, buses, and now financial magazines. So I guess I'll just show you what this looks like. And that's the funny thing. To put this in The Economist, a better place for Richard and the team to advertise would probably be crypto websites, Cointelegraph, Bitcoinist, Daily Hodl, any of the YouTube content creators, I think would be better in terms of what he's looking for. So what's interesting is that he's going after the 99% of people who don't know that much about cryptocurrency. It will be interesting. Right now, Hex hasn't, this is what the chart looks like. It's hard to say. Hex is very centralized. There's no getting around that. And that's it, guys. Bitcoin isn't going away. It's only going to get stronger, says U.S. Congressman. I like it. And then also I want to give a huge shout out to Turner Wright, who wrote a dedicated article about us yesterday talking about our YouTube ban and basically summing up what we went through. Crypto channel Altcoin Daily, run by brothers Aaron and Austin Arnold, was reinstated by YouTube after more than 2 days offline. So Turner Wright, I salute you. He put us in an article also referencing Tonebase, BTC Sessions, and just Crypto Beatles, and Chris Dunn talking about how this is a problem. And it is, so good. All right, that is it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron Arnold. Like the video, support the channel. Post this on social media. Why not? See you tomorrow.